What else?
Can I just say to that though, like
Yes?
I had to force myself, like as in it felt like how you say not trying, but like to come here felt like incredible force. That's why I missed the first day. I wasn't here yesterday.
Well, here's the thing.
Because like, you know, when I do this thing, Abraham, this one or this one.
Here's the most significant thing that we want you to hear from us right now. Never mind anything that was before. Let's have a conversation here and now. And one of the things that you do, a lot of people do it, but you're arguing for your limitation. And the reason that you are, and this is something that we really want you to hear, and you're ready to hear it, the reason that you are arguing for your limitation, and it's such a good reason. If there was ever a good reason to argue for your limitation, this is the good reason to argue for your limitation. You're not where you want to be. And there's a part of you that knows that you ought to be able to be wherever you want to be. So when you're not where you want to be, we get it that you want to explain to somebody, you want it to be someone's fault, you're trying to make it your own fault, you're beating up on yourself about not being where you want to be. All right, that's the bigger problem. I'm beating up on myself for not being where I want to be. But we want to say to you, you are all eternally always going to be in a place that's a little less than where you really want to be, because your life keeps unfolding. You keep getting new ideas almost as fast as you can feel your way into the others. The manifestation is later in coming. And so what we want you to acknowledge is that while the manifestation of things you can't change instantly, the way you feel about things is something that you can do something about. Had you been here yesterday, you would be more up to speed with what's going on here right now. And yet the power of your desire, we've got to be crazy ghosts to put somebody in the chair that doesn't have the background of what happened yesterday. Yesterday would have prepared you to fully receive this, but it's okay, you're still in the chair. Don't you think that's rather amazing? Don't you think that speaks to the power of your desire? That's big. So my desire apparently is important. My desire apparently has power and influence. The fact that I want something means that universal forces are working for me. Abraham can feel that I'm not really in the receptive mode, and yet is giving it everything that is universally possible in order to bring me into clarity. I must matter a lot. There's a whole lot of non-physical energy focused in order to assist me into getting to where I want to be. I should give myself a little credit. I should give myself a break. I should start feeling some appreciation about the things that are working. Maybe I want to make a list or two about things that are working. You see how we're sort of whittling it down? It doesn't feel as bleak, does it? Now, it's been easier for us to see these things as we behold you, not just in your manifestation, but as we view you in your vibrational relationship between where you are and where you want to be. We know that the adjustment is so much more slight than you do. But the reason that you and a lot of other humans don't see the adjustment as slight is because you're looking only at manifestations and noticing the manifestations that haven't happened. So you're not recognizing the progress that has been along the way. Something that we've been saying to audiences really recently, a lot to this one yesterday, something that you are now really ready to hear, is that once a desire comes to your mind, once you are able to contemplate and articulate something that you want, that means that this vibration is turning to a thing and the process is underway. And the fact that you received with clarity, and you do and are, the desire, that means that this is underway. Things aren't shutting down, things are opening up. But it feels like things are shutting down when you've asked for a whole lot to open up and you're not letting it open up. So it's not shutting down, it's just not opening up as fast as you want it to. But today it began opening up pretty clearly. It opened up when you were inspired to say those things to your parents that got you here. It opened up that you made it here. It opened up that you're in the audience. It opened up that your vibration was in a place that we could find you. It opened up that you're here. It's opening up. It's opening up. You're not shutting down. You're 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 opening up. And you are absolutely right about wanting some sleep. Your body does want some sleep. You know why? Your body wants rest from the resistance. And that, going back to your first brilliant and inspired question, the first question that you asked was about that impulse or that inclination or maybe even that desire or that idea that keeps coming to you about reemerging in the non-physical. You know why that idea is coming? Your inner being isn't giving you the idea to reemerge into non-physical. Your inner being is giving you the vibration that you're translating into the words about releasing resistance. And so you said two things that let us know that you've been in the receptive mode to some degree. The idea of wanting to reemerge into non-physical, which is screwed up a little bit. What you really mean is you want to release some resistance. And the idea that you need a bed so that you can get some sleep.
Yes.
But what we're saying is that's receptive mode. That's receptive mode. That's receptive mode. So let's take the idea of a bed. In other words, I've got a big problem. I can't get any sleep. And let's call that the big problem. And apparently there's a lot of resistance around it because you didn't get the bed, and you acknowledge that there are not that many beds and that you haven't been able to bring a bed to you. And so that feels like a big problem. But when we break it down, is there any way of sleeping comfortably any way other than on a bed? Esther could sleep leaning against a pole.
God bless her.
She found a really good pillow in the airport that has an extra high profile on it that when she puts it around her neck, it holds her, it supports her head so that when she falls asleep, even if she's sitting straight up, her head does not fall forward. And she has found that pillow to be her very best friend. Her very best friend. In fact, every time she looks at it, she feels a little like a nap. Because that pillow represents comfort to her. You see what we're getting at? So there are solutions that are available, and doesn't that sort of soften the feeling about it? So what's keeping you awake is not really lack of comfort, not so much. Not lack of physical comfort. What's keeping you awake is lack of vibrational comfort, which is the same thing as to say lack of vibrational harmony. Have you ever been, we're asking all of you because we want you to support our friend in your experience, have you ever been really tired, only had a few hours to sleep, something important that you had to get up for, Abraham seminar, and you couldn't go to sleep? You couldn't go to sleep. You were so tired, but you can't go to sleep. Was it because your mattress was not pleasant? No. It was because there was an agitation. There's something wrong in the force. Yeah. You see what we're getting at? Can you feel it? Yeah. So you're looking for relief. You're just looking for relief. So now we've talked about this in a lot of ways. How can you find relief? What do you feel relief about? What is working? Find some relief. You've got to find a thought that gives you some relief. Because this is what's really funny about this, and we don't mean funny as in mocking you. We mean really interesting, ironic kind of funny. Is that we've been saying to audiences for a long time, if you can't find a thought that softens the resistance, then take a nap. And when we say that to you, you say,
Tell me now.
oh, it's not futile like you just concluded. So to you, we would say, if you can't find relief, then take a walk. And then you say, well, my body's breaking down. No, it isn't. You can take a walk. If we say, if you can't find relief, then eat an ice cream. Now, what's your response to that?
You want my response to that?
Yes.
Eat an ice cream?
Yes. I'm lactose intolerant. Yeah.
That's and can I just tell you really quickly though, like when there's that idea of, oh shit, I just want to get out of this, is because there's always something like that. Lactose intolerant, need to find shoes on the island, they don't sell extra wide, these got wet, now they've shrunk. It's like always a problem, so it's like, oh, screw it.
Take your shoes off and walk in the sand.
Bare feet, yeah.
And make a nice, comfortable, perfectly contoured to your physical body in the sand, and take a nap in the sand. Or just lie in the sand. Sometimes you can say, if I really needed to sleep, I would be asleep. So I'm just going to lie here and rest. And here's something that will really help you. If you will put yourself in a comfortable position and acknowledge, well, this is as close to the receptive mode as I'm able to accomplish right now. And I'm just going to listen to see if I'm in the receptive mode. You will hear us whispering in your ear. In other words, we're projecting to you solutions all day, every day. And if you'll just relax a little bit and stop complaining about what isn't working, we mean that in the most loving way. If you will just relax a little bit and stop the dialogue about what isn't working, you will hear solutions about where you are coming to you. any of you, you understand that any time that you are in that problem mode, you can't find a solution. You've got to find some way of giving yourself a break from the problem so that the solutions can begin to flow. And it is our promise to you that that will happen, because we've never known anyone with a stronger intensity of desire. Your desire is so strong that it's serving you. But when you have strong desire, as you do, and strong resistance, that's what's making you tired. That's what's got you tense. That's what's keeping you from sleeping. That's what it is. And so you just got to feel around for subjects, any subject in the world that doesn't make you feel uptight. You got to get off the subjects that have been bothering you and on subjects that don't. We talked a lot yesterday, you didn't hear it, about the only thing that matters is the receptive mode. And it doesn't matter what subject you have to find in order to get into the receptive mode. There are those subjects and you can find them. And now you understand the formula. There's nothing wrong with you. You are not dying. This is not your way out. This is not your time. It is not your intention from solar source to reemerge at this time. The balance of the vibration that is you is not about that at all. You are seeking alignment, and you can find alignment without reemerging in the non-physical. But you're not going to find it all at once, and you're not going to find it on the subjects that have been stubborn, but you are going to find it if you care enough about finding it. So we just want to say to you, it's a lot of trouble to be born back into another physical body. It is. It's a lot of trouble. In other words, being born back, you got to learn to walk again.
And I would have to come back.
Oh yeah, you'll be back.
Why?
Oh, because this is where all the fun is. We know you don't know that, but this is where all the fun is. This is where all the fun is. This is where the fun is. You just got to find the right party. The right party. This is where the fun is. You just got to find the right party.
To me, I feel it's in LA. Do you feel that from me?
It's
just understand, I'm talking about a little, and I know an island
it's all
sounds
over the
wonderful.
place. It's all over the place. Stop it. It's all over the place. It's not only there, but you can't find it quite yet. You're asking yourself to find something. We gave a really good analogy yesterday, maybe a little bit of it today, but hear this. This is the analogy that will best suit you of everything that we could say to you. You've got a contraption that has the potential of doing a lot of things for you. It has information in it. It'll tell you anything that you need, but it runs on batteries. But you, for whatever reason, have decided that on this island there aren't any batteries. So you don't put any batteries in it, but you just keep pushing the buttons. And it's so irritating that it's supposed to work, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work because it hasn't been empowered yet. It doesn't have the current flowing to it, and so it can't. And that's what's happening with you some of the time, enough of the time that you don't feel good. You got to get into the receptive mode.